obviously, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. It has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One, two. I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. He didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch.
What are your thoughts on the fight and just Pacquiao coming out of retirement?
Well, look, Pacquiao's a big name, and obviously Barrios a great fight for Barrios because he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, just the name obviously, but I really believe that Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little.
Manny Pacquiao and other boxing professionals are choosing youth, while others are choosing experience and pure boxing skills. And Mario Barrios' agility. Let's listen to them then. Legendary boxer Sugar Ray Leonard tells TMZ Sports that he is fully behind Pacquiao.
He's going to face any advice on him doing things a certain way that maybe you found you did a mistake or this and that, give or take?
You know what? When I came back that one horrible time, it was all me. It was my mindset. It was the way I felt. I believe I could win. I trained hard, but you know what? I won't do it again. You know what I mean? I won't do it again.
For two reasons, some people are concerned about Pac-Man going into this fight. First, they are 30 years apart in age. Ray Leonard, who is considered to be one of the best boxers of all time, says that none of the worries are important since Pacquiao can and will do what he wants, and he's all for it. Pacquiao is 46 years old, and his prolonged absence from the sport occurs while he serves as the senator of the Philippines. There is not a single thing that will truly help people comprehend the reasons behind our actions. But you know what? Sugar asked. God bless you, be well, and be careful. Remember that Sugar, who himself unretired to fight in his 40s after a 6-year break, is saying this.
But I can't tell someone don't do that. 'Cause I made too many comebacks.
As for Manny, just any advice from him at all?
Just be healthy and do what you think you can do. It's a hard thing to answer.
Take that away from somebody. It's kind of taking it away from somebody. You kind of got to find out what's there, right?
Absolutely.
I've returned more times than anyone else. I hold the record undisputed, Sugar stated. The former multiweight world champion was cautioned by Amir Khan, who had been connected to a battle with Pacquiao during his own career, not to come back for the Barrios bout. Mario is having a great fight. He needs that big battle. He will battle a legend like Manny Pacquiao and receive a good salary. Who could refuse that? Mario deserves this battle because every fighter wants that huge payout, Khan told Sky Sports. For him, it will be great.
He got in touch with me as well. Manny was like, shall we do a fight? He's quite serious about it. He was like, shall we make a fight happen? I go, listen, if you can get a funder, if you can get someone like a Turkey Yellow Sheikh on board, then why not?
There's no, that must be able to be made that.
Yeah.
Surely.
You do that for the right money, right?
Massive. Look, we've had our best days, and I think a fight like that would definitely sell. Manny having a massive Philippine.
Amir Khan reflected on Manny Pacquiao's upcoming fight with Mario Barrios, sharing insight from his past experience. When I was training with Virgil Hunter, I used to spar with Barrios quite a lot. He's a very good boxer, Khan said. He expressed concern about Pacquiao's current form, noting, I don't know how much Manny has left in him. If both were at their peak, I'd pick Pacquiao all day, but now it's a tricky fight. Khan emphasized Pacquiao's long time away from the ring and questioned whether the former champion still has the same hunger. Has he still got the fire in his belly? He asked. He acknowledged Barrios' motivation, saying, he'll want to win. This fight could change his life. Khan called it a risky move for Pacquiao, who is 45, to face a 29-year-old world champion after such a layoff. At this stage, You're always one punch away from getting hurt. Manny's had a great career, especially with what he's doing in politics. He added,
Having a massive Philippine fan base, and all around the world really, and then obviously myself, I've got a decent fan base as well, so I think it will definitely sell, and people would like to see, when people make comebacks, I mean, people always like to see them, see how the fight's going to be, and me and Manny are probably in the same position. We'd be both being retired for like 3-4 years. I think it will make a good fight.
And you're only 38 as well, man. So we've seen boxers older than that getting back into...
Khan shared his thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's comeback, saying, he doesn't need to return, but sometimes you miss the sport, the recognition and love that comes with being a fighter. While he believes fans will still turn out to watch Pacquiao, Khan admitted he wouldn't advise the return. If Manny wants to come back, it should be against someone already retired, like myself, to keep things even. Facing a young, active fighter can be dangerous. Khan praised Mario Barrios, highlighting his hunger and talent. Barrios will come in looking to win. This fight could change his life, he said. Although Khan acknowledged the excitement the matchup could bring, he urged caution. You're always one punch away from getting hurt, he warned, emphasizing the risks of fighting a 29-year-old world champion after a long layoff. In his view, Pacquiao should consider safer options, especially at this stage in his life and career.
Yeah. Still at a good age where you certainly could box again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at George Foreman, the late George Foreman. He was a great champion, and he came back. I think he must have been in his late 40s when he come back and won a world title as well. So, look, in boxing, it's always that one punch. And at the same time, though, guys, is that I look back and think, do I need to get back in the ring?
Nevertheless, opinions regarding Manny Pacquiao's comeback to the ring appear to vary widely. Baumgartner is certain that the 46-year-old could defeat Barrios, who is 29 years old, but Khan has warned against it. What do you think about it? Speaking in a media scrum, Crawford was questioned about the reports that the Filipino icon will don the gloves once more following a 4-year break. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm not sure.
There's a rumour going around this week that Manny Pacquiao is going to return. What do you make of that?
I don't know. We shall see. I don't know.
Do you think he's too old at 46 to fight Barrios?
I can't say if he's too old or not. If he get in there and win, then everybody will be saying different. So I don't put no limit on an all-time great like Manny Pacquiao.
Where does a win against Canelo?
After that, Bud was questioned if he thought Pacquiao was too old to take against someone like Barrios. I'm not sure if he's too old. I don't place any restrictions on an all-time great like Manny Pacquiao, Hearns Matchroom Boxing, because if he enters the ring and prevails, everyone will be saying something else. Now represents Ennis, the welterweight champion of the Unified International Boxing Federation and World Boxing Association, and is struggling to unify with Brian Norman Jr., the champion of the World Boxing Organization.
Boxing Organization title holder Brian Norman Jr.
Who's probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually, Pacquiao is a step up. People were still complaining.
When asked whether he'd pursue a unification bout between Jaron Ennis and Manny Pacquiao if the 46-year-old legend beats Mario Barrios, Eddie Hearn was direct. I mean, he won't beat Barrios, Hearn said, and I'm not going to stand here and say it's a disgrace Pacquiao's fighting, but I just can't believe someone can disappear from boxing for 5 years, be 46 years old, and still get, ranked that high. Hearn questioned the legitimacy of Pacquiao's ranking. I think that shot is disrespectful, but not to Pacquiao as a fighter. It's the process. He probably just rang the governing body and said, stick me in at number odd 5, mate. It's like, why 5? Why not 14? Why even rank him at all? While Hearn didn't criticize Pacquiao's legacy, he clearly questioned the logic behind fast-tracking him into title contention after such a long layoff.
Manny Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it definitely has to do with money. 1, 2. I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch.
In addition to being skeptical of Pacquiao's chances against a younger, inexperienced opponent, Hearn has also learned from his past attempts to set up a bout with Pac-Man. I believe Manny Pacquiao approached us about fighting Conor 3 years ago. It wasn't for a world title, Ben Hearn stated, adding that his greatest victory at the time was most likely against Chris Algieri. We haven't actually defeated a top-tier fighter, and I believe I stated 2 years ago that we were hoping to do so. They had a face-off, I believe. I was completely made fun of. For allowing Pacquiao to fight, you are a disgrace. At 44, he is now 46, and vying for a world championship. It's the game.
Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits.
A win over Mario Barrios would see Manny Pacquiao break his own record as the oldest fighter to win a welterweight title and make him the second oldest boxer to win a world title at any weight. The current record is held by Bernard Hopkins, who claimed the IBF light heavyweight title at age 48 in 2013, and later unified the division by defeating WBA title holder Beibut Shumanov at age 49 in 2014. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman has given his blessing to the bout, calling it a great fight while attending the Saul Canelo Alvarez vs. William Skull event in Saudi Arabia. The T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas has been proposed as the venue, but Pacquiao is waiting until after the Philippine elections on May 12th before making a final decision. He is currently in a tightly contested race for a Senate seat in his home country. Pacquiao, 46, has not fought since his August 2021 defeat to Yordenis Ugas. Despite the layoff, a source close to him told,
already the oldest fighter to ever hold a welterweight title, defy the odds and break his own record by reclaiming championship glory. With a professional record standing at 62 wins, 8 losses, and 2 draws, including 39 victories by knockout, Pacquiao is taking what may very well be his final gamble in a career defined by bold risks and historic triumphs.
The National that the boxing legend feels strong and confident in his abilities. Manny feels good and believes he still has what it takes to compete at the highest level, the source said. He thinks he can fight 2 or 3 more times. This year, next year, maybe even in 2027.
Maybe Manny Pacquiao coming out of retirement, fighting Mario Barrios. Do you like that fight? And if so, how do you see that fight going?
Look, Manny Pacquiao is a different animal. Peyton Manning, you know, Tom Brady come out of retirement all the time, and he does what he does. This is Manny Pacquiao. Yes, do you worry about him? He's facing a young gun, a guy that's fighting at the best of his ability right now. And Barrios, yeah, you worry about that. Barrios is a really good boxer.
According boxing reports, Pacquiao is already training and is unfazed by the short time between the elections and a possible fight on July 19th. He maintains that all he needs to be prepared is a 30-day camp and sparring session, and he plans to visit the U.S. to rejoin. Longtime trainer Freddie Roach at Pacquiao has been eager to bring the wildcard gym in Los Angeles, a fight against Barrios, to the United Arab Emirates. He has a golden visa, views Dubai as his second home, and has discussed holding the Barrios fight in the UAE capital with the Abu Dhabi Sports Council.
Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao.
Last November, Manny Pacquiao thrilled thousands of fans with an exhibition at Global Village before celebrating New Year's at the Burj Khalifa. With numerous business ventures in the UAE, including plans to open a boxing museum and academy in Dubai, Pacquiao has strong ties to the region. In January, he told The National that negotiations were ongoing and initially considered a July fight in the U.S. However, he expressed interest in hosting the bout in the UAE. Why not bring Barrios here? We're looking at the third week of July in Abu Dhabi for a world championship, he said, noting that talks had taken place with Barrios' promoter. Despite this, it appears the fight will ultimately be held in Las Vegas, with Premier Boxing Champions PBC preferring to stage the event stateside. The bout is now targeted for the third week of July at the T-Mobile Arena, marking Pacquiao's return to the ring after a nearly 4-year hiatus.
Why he's coming back? But Barrios, he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power.